fact, anywhere in the world. We ought to be disgraced that we're doing it. But our multinational corporations don't care. If we allow it, it is going to suck all the manufacturing out of the United States, because how do you compete with slaves? And now what's going on is they're reconfiguring our transportation structure so these super container highways can be built north-south, these corridors, establishing the ability to bring these super tankers with 12,500 containers. That's how big they're being built now, 3 times or 4 times the size anybody's seen. Can be sailed with a crew of 15. It's a lot cheaper to sail those across from the west coast of the United States. Don't unload them in Los Angeles or Long Beach. There's Union longshoremen there. They're expensive. Sail them to Lázaro Cárdenas and to Manzanilla, Mexican ports on the Pacific, south of Texas. Unload them with Mexican labor, bring them up with Mexican trucks into the heart of the United States on a toll road that you get Spain to finance. As preposterous as all that seems, it's happening. The remarkable thing about the story today that I published in World Net Daily is that, so this Oklahoma City Mayor, Mick Cornett, I reported signed this 2004 document, the Declaration of North American Integration, that nobody knew about. I wrote that in World Net Daily. Well, yesterday, before 9 o'clock, my phone was ringing, and guess who was on it? It was Oklahoma City Mayor Mick Cornett. And he said he had to repudiate signing this declaration. I almost fell out of my chair. I said, wait a minute, I got to record this. So Mick Cornett said, I do not favor a North American Union. It was a pretty stupid thing to get involved with 3 years ago, and I don't necessarily remember what I was thinking at the time. But I can speak for now, and I do not favor a North American Union. That was a direct quote. And I asked Cornett if he remembered signing the declaration. He said no. He said, I was certainly at the meeting, but it was a long time ago, and I've learned a lot in the last few years. Well, it's obvious his phone must have been ringing off the hook on the first article, and he must have seen his career flashing before his eyes. I mean, Cornett said that Oklahoma is not an inland port. Oklahoma City is then distinct because Kansas City and San Antonio have both declared themselves to be inland ports. I mean, I've been in San Antonio lots. Where's the water? Certainly not the Riverwalk. The ports they're talking about are Manzanilla and Lázaro Cárdenas down in the Pacific in Mexico. So Mayor Cornett of Oklahoma City stressed, he said, Oklahoma is not going to be an inland port for containers coming from China. He said, I'm opposed to the extension north of the Trans-Texas corridor into Oklahoma if the whole point is to make it cheaper to transport containers from China coming through Mexican ports. Now, I think this story is remarkable because, first of all, we find a mayor who had signed one of these declarations of North American integration. When it was exposed, he admits that he did it, and now he disavows it. It's basically running for cover because he doesn't want this story out there, knowing it's political dynamite if the people of Oklahoma or Oklahoma City recognize their mayor as a globalist.
Jerry, the Security and Prosperity Partnership meeting in Quebec on August 20th and 21st is going to have some special guests, we hear. The U.S. Army will be on board to enforce a huge security parameter around the meeting along with the Canadian security forces. Can you tell us a little more about this?
The Army has been reported to be going up there, Lenny, and I'm still investigating that. I can't validate that yet. Now, what I know is that the third summit of the Security and Prosperity Partnership in North America will be held up in Quebec, Canada, near Ottawa, a resort called Montebello, and the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and the Sûreté de Quebec, which is the state police, are going to impose a 25-kilometer radius that is a protest-free zone. Okay, now I'm going to go up there myself and report on the SPP meeting. It's going to be August 20th and 21st. We got a hold of another secret document. There was a Freedom of Information Act type request that went through Canada. We got a government document that 3 governments, there had been a February 23rd meeting with Secretary of State Rice and her Canadian and Mexican counterparts, And they've decided that the agenda of this meeting is going to be dominated by a multinational corporate business agenda. The North American Competitiveness Council, which most people don't even know exists, it's a advisory group created under SPP, the Security and Prosperity Partnership, of 10 multinational corporations from Canada, 10 from Mexico, and 10 from the United States. And they're setting the agenda for SPP. It's a multinational business agenda. And on the agenda are creating emergency structures. You know, they say for avian flu or some other kind of pandemic, but they also want these emergency continental provisions established for any kind of continental declared emergency. And it's very possible the U.S. Army might be up there. I'm sure going to be on the lookout for them when I go up and report on the meeting in Canada in August.
Jerry Corsi, thanks for joining us in the INN World Report, and we certainly recommend this article and your book to all our viewers.
3 years ago, 5 justices stole one ring and gave it to Gollum. Gollum W. Bush.
One right wing to rule them all.
The ring. Good to see you.
In the White House, the right wing grew even more powerful
Precious. Love you like Texas. Put it on me.
and started to control its owner, spreading darkness across the land,
Ooh. My precious. My precious.
ignoring the people,
Got
gaining more power. Whether you live in Middle Earth or Middle America, the right wing is taking over. Next year, let's kick the right wing out of the West Wing.
It's the ring ring and bling bling and the power thing and the right wing.